Come on now, fellas! We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go!
Good Monday afternoon and welcome in to Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint, live from First Horizon Park here in downtown Nashville. What a beautiful day it is at the ballpark. We are so glad to be here and on the deck of the Brower Lounge, having a good time already and have all day, thanks to the fine hosts here at First Horizon Park in the Nashville Sounds. Wear my Sounds gear. Gotta love that. Mo, how's it going, man?
It's good. It's good. I was trying to kind of sport the color scheme, but
It's solid.
But the surroundings dictated that I wear a jacket because y'all know I can't get cold.
Yeah, Mo does not like to be cold, as we have.
It's long been established.
Yeah, we've established that for a while here.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, what a weekend it was in sports. We got a lot to get to today. We're going to get to it here very quickly. Doug SCOPEL of the Nashville Sounds, he's going to join us and talk a little bit about this week upcoming. Also, the automatic ball strike system is going to be in effect for the International League starting this week, so that will be part of the discussion. We'll talk a little bit about the guys on the team and, of course, kind of what the other side of the baseball looks like here at First Horizon Park. It's not everything that goes on the field is obviously what you guys see, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that makes this happen. So we'll talk to Doug about that, and we'll also talk with TERESA Walker, who was in the building today for a pre-draft press conference.
Actually, no.
Oh, she wasn't in the building?
No, she's just monitoring. Her mom's got some medical issues going on right now, so she's monitoring.
She was monitoring the press conference.
Yes,
either way, she will be available.
She will know what was said.
She will, and she will tell us. Thank goodness. So plenty to get to in this show. Looking forward to it. We'll talk Braves, talk Grizzlies, talk UT Vandy baseball, and may be able to get into some USFL drama, which was crazy and fun. So.
What is the USFL without drama?
Hey, listen, right. I love that they kept the coaches mic'd up all the way through the handshake. So we could hear everything Todd Haley said. It was a lot of fun.
The TV folks may not have liked it so much.
Yeah, it was close. It was close, especially for it to be on Big Fox at the time. Yeah, exactly. Over the air, there's their issues. Cable, you can get away with some stuff. You got to be careful with the other side. But plenty to get to today, and we're going to do that. But first, we're going to get you to the results from the weekend and today's schedule, and we'll do that on the rundown.
This is the rundown.
The Monday Rundown is brought to you by Zion Christian Academy. ZCA offers a faith-based, Christ-centered education to Murray County. Give them a call today at 931-388-5831 or visit zioneagles.org to schedule your appointment today. Zion Christian Academy, prepared for college, equipped for purpose.
Baseball action over the weekend on Friday. Green Hill 3, Bradley Central 1. East Hickman, Culleoka, same score, 3-1 for East Hickman there. Dixon County and Fairview played to a 6-6 tie, and Farragut defeated Hendersonville 5-0. It was John Overton 10-9 winners over McGavican. Webb School 7-2 against Loretto. McCauley with a 4-0 win over Green Hill. Ray County 6, Wilson Central 3. Riverdale 10-0 winners over Smyrna, and Riverside Christian was a 15-5 winner over Hampshire. It was 11-4. Soddy Daisy 3. Springfield 8-1 winners over Sycamore, and Wilson Central defeated Barron's Christian Georgia 8-3. On Saturday, it was Beach 3, Good Pasture 2. Mount Juliet 7-2 winners over Bradley Central. Montgomery Bell Academy edged Brentwood Academy 3-2, and Stewart's Creek was an 18-1 winner over Cascade. It was Centennial 6, Independence 4. Clarksville 6-2 winners over Christian County, Kentucky, and Lyon County, Kentucky got the best of Clarksville 2-1. It was Clarksville Northwest 6, Hillsboro 5. 11-5 2 winners over Cleveland. Murfreesboro Central 12-9 against Coffee County. Middle Tennessee Christian down Columbia Academy 4-2 with CPA 4-3 winners over Creekwood, and Dixon County 10-0 against Fairview. Clarksville Academy was a 7-2 winner over Farragut. How about that? Wow. Gallatin 7, Peabody 6. Good Pasture 9-5 winners over Beach. Hillwood shuts out Antioch 8-0. Lawrence County 7-4 winners over Loretto. A little shocker there as well. Clarksville Academy blanks Hope Prep 13-0. And Farragut destroyed Pope Prep 26-3. They took out some frustration on Pope Prep in that one, I got a feeling. Ray County 7-6 winners over Lebanon. Wilson Central 7-1 against Sequatchie County, and Mount Juliet was 11-7 winners over Shelbyville. It was Gallatin 15, Union City 4, Friendship Christian 7, Upperman 5, University School of Nashville 2-1 winners over Webb School, and Hopkinsville, Kentucky 17, West Creek 12.
In the only softball score we have from Friday, Zion Christian defeated Community 5-3. On Saturday, Giles County defeated Blackman 10-2. It was Gallatin 3-2 over Macon County and 21-3 over West Creek. Stewart County with a 4-1 win over Gallatin. Hendersonville defeated Westmoreland 8-2, but lost to Good Pasture 4-0, and also to Cheatham County 4-3. Station Camp with a 5-2 win over Allen County, Kentucky, a 6-0 loss to Joe Burns. Stewart's Creek defeated Huntland 15-0 and defeated Forest 4-3. Mount Juliet defeated Stewart's Creek 9-4. Summertown with a 9-2 win over Station Camp and an 11-0 win over Allen County, Kentucky, but a 3-1 loss to Summertown. And Westmoreland defeated Good Pasture 5-2. On the pitch this weekend, boys soccer action, Spring Hill and Giles County played to a 2-2 draw. It was Grace Christian of Franklin 1, Providence Christian nothing. Laverne with a 4-1 win over Independence. Loretto blanked Scotts Hill 3-0. Murfreesboro Central and Page played to a 1-1 draw. It was Stewart's Creek 2, Riverdale nothing. Rockvale with a 1-0 win over Oakland, and Blackman defeated Siegel. Blackman and Siegel played to a 1-1 draw. Williamson County girls flag football, the final weekend of the regular season. Brentwood defeated Page 28-26. Page defeated Independence 21-12. Independence also fell to Brentwood 27-13. Franklin defeated Nolensville 18-13. Fairview defeated Nolensville 13-0. And for the regular season championship, it was Franklin 6, Fairview nothing. Ravenwood defeated Summit 28-7. It was Summit 26, Centennial 14, and Ravenwood with what we think may be a league record 47 points in defeating Centennial 47-18.
Wow.
We being me and Charles Pulley.
the on hand media. Yeah. College baseball action, Tennessee sweeping Vanderbilt 4-3-12 on Friday, 17-1-7 on Saturday, and 10-5 in the finale on Sunday. Austin Peay took 2 of 3 from Jacksonville, 10-7, 9-3 before falling 4-2 on Sunday. Missouri State sweeps Belmont 17-5-7, 5-1, and 6-1. Lipscomb takes 2 of 3 from Bellarmine after losing the first one 5-4 to the Knights. They take games 2 and 3, 12-3, and 11-3. Middle Tennessee State takes 2 of 3 from Rice, 6-0 and 5-4, and Rice winning game 2, 9-2. Trevecca falls to Finlay 8-3 in game 1. wins 12-0 in 7 innings in game 2, then loses in 7 innings in game 3, 2-1, before winning the finale 12-11. And Cumberland defeated UT Southern in the series finale on Friday 22-5. Junior college action, Vol State takes 2 of 3 from Cleveland State, 11-1 and 6-0, following 7-0 in game 2. Columbia State takes 2 of 3 from Chattanooga, 7-4 and 5-3 before losing game 3, 13-10.
College softball action this weekend. Was this in Gainesville?
No.
Okay. Tennessee swept Florida 9-1 and 11-10. North Alabama.
Not swept. They played tonight.
Tonight?
Yep. So the SEC baseball plays Thursday, Friday, Saturday for their big game. Softball plays Saturday, Sunday, Monday for their big game. So the big game will be on SEC Network tonight, which we'll get to later.
So we'll get to in just a second.
Yeah.
My bad. All right. Tennessee has taken the first 2 of has clinched the series against Florida with a 9-1 and an 11-10 win. North Alabama swept Austin Peay 6-3, 8-3, 6-2. Missouri State downing Belmont 3 straight, 5-3, 11-7, and 8-5. Middle Tennessee State took 2 of 3 from Florida International, winning 7-5 and 4-1, dropping the finale 1-0. Kennesaw State took 2 of 3 from Lipscomb, defeating the Lady Bisons 3-1 and 6-5 before Lipscomb came back with a 2-1 win in the finale. Tennessee State wins the opener against Southern Indiana 3-0, but falls 3-2 and 5-1 in the final 2 games. Trevecca sweeps Cedarville 5-1 and 2-1, gets swept by Ohio Dominican 6-3 and 11-8. Cumberland defeats Lindsey Wilson 7-3. It was Bethel taking the first one against UT Southern 8-3 before the Firehawks bounced back with a 6-4 and a 4-3 victory. In junior college action, Cleveland State and Vol State split their series. Cleveland State winning 13-2 and 5 and 13-5 in 5. Vol State winning 3-1 and 9-3. Chattanooga State.
Not a typo.
I did not think so, unfortunately. Chattanooga State takes 4 from Columbia State. 32-5 in 5 innings, 12-0 in 5 innings, 14-8 and 13-0.
Major League Baseball action, the Pirates sweep the Reds 4-2, 2-1, 2-0. Red Sox take games 1 and 3 from the Brewers 5-3 and 12-5. Brewers take game 2, 5-4. Mariners 2 of 3 from the Cardinals 5-2 and 5-4 before the Cardinals get a 7-3 win in the finale. Astros sweep the Braves 6-4, 6-3 and 5-2. In minor league action, the Sounds get a win on Friday 7-0 over Jacksonville, but the Jumbo Shrimp bounce back on Sunday with a 3-2 victory over Nashville. In Game 3 of the NBA playoffs, the Lakers defeat the Grizzlies 111-101.
Baseball action today at the high school level. White House Heritage travels to Christian Community for a 4 o'clock start. Also at 4 o'clock, Cane Ridge is at Stewart's Creek for a double dip. At 4:30, Franklin Road Academy goes to Battleground Academy. Brentwood Academy hosts Ensworth. Nashville Christian is at Donaldson Christian. Murfreesboro Central goes to Hillwood. Kenwood hosts Houston County. Stratford hosts East Nashville. Webb School goes to University School of Nashville. Those are all 4:30 starts. At 5, Culleoka is at Hampshire. Collinwood goes to Richland. McGavock hosts Hillsboro at 5:30. Also at 5:30, Joe Burns is at Trousdale County. At 6, Antioch hosts Laverne. Mount Juliet Christian is at Clarksville Academy. Springfield goes to Clarksville Northeast. Eastville Harding hosts Good Pasture. Providence Christian is at Grace Christian of Franklin. Liberty Creek is at Greenbrier. Jackson County hosts Westmoreland. Lebanon hosts Smyrna. Page hosts Lincoln County, and Wayne County travels to Santa Fe.
At 6:30 tonight is John Overton at Centennial Beach. At Clarksville, Davidson Academy at home against Friendship Christian, and Brentwood's at Franklin. Also at 6:30, Hume-Fogg at home against Martin Luther King, and Giles County goes to Lewis County. Lawrence County is at Marshall County. Middle Tennessee Christian hosts Columbia Academy. Independence is at Nolansville. Tullahoma is at Spring Hill. Summertown welcomes Cross County rival Loretto, as Summit does the same with Ravenwood. At 7, Henry County is at Dixon County, and Montgomery Central's at Portland. White House hosting Creekwood at 7:30 is Mount Pleasant hosting East Hickman. Rossview at West Creek, and then at times unknown to us, Moore County is at Eagleville, and Maplewood is at Glencliff.
Softball action today at 4 o'clock. Loretto hosts Lexington. Ouch. It's a heck of a drive.
And I don't know if that. I assume it's Tennessee, not Alabama. Could be Alabama.
It could be Alabama, which would be much closer, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. 4:30. Ezel Harding is at Clarksville Academy. Overton goes to Franklin Road Academy. Speaking of short drives, Davidson Academy is at Good Pasture. Lipscomb Academy. Unless you're the catcher, you might not want to carry your gear all that way.
That would not be fun.
Yeah. Davidson Academy is at Good Pasture at 4:30. Also at 4:30, Lipscomb Academy hosts Harpeth Hall. St. Cecilia Academy hosts Ensworth. At 5 o'clock, Heritage Christian Academy of Kentucky is at Clarksville Christian. Also at 5 o'clock, Portland's at Creekwood. Santa Fe goes to Frank Hughes. Friendship Christian hosts Macon County. White House is at Greenbrier. Hickman County hosting Columbia Central. Zion County goes to Perry County. Summit hosting Brentwood. Westmoreland's at Watertown. Trousdale County is at East Robertson. That's a 5:30 start, as is Laverne at Hendersonville. Montgomery Central at Liberty Creek. Spring Hill hosting Culleoka. Mount Pleasant traveling to Summertown. At 6:30, Siegel is at Cascade. Oakland is at Forest. Green Hill hosts Coffee County. Blackman is at Lebanon, and Stewart's Creek goes to Riverdale.
On the pitch at 4:30, Azizo Harding at Davidson Academy. At 5 o'clock, Donaldson Christian hosts Clarksville Academy. At 5:30, it's Beach at CPA. And at 6, Richland's at Fayetteville. John Overton hosting Hunters Lane. Portland's at Macon County. Nashville Christian is at Mount Juliet Christian. Fairview's at White House Heritage at 6:30. In college baseball action, Cumberland takes on Indiana University Southeast at 3 o'clock. College softball on the SEC Network. Florida at Tennessee for Game 3 of that series at 6 tonight. And in Major League Baseball, the Rangers are at the Reds at 5:40. Marlins at the Braves at 6:20. Tigers at the Brewers at 6:40. And the Cardinals at the Giants late tonight at 8:45. And that, my friends, is your rundown.
Hey, where can that Marlins Braves game be seen?
They will be on Bally tonight. Okay. It will not be on any of the goofy channels like
Apple TV.
Apple.
Although I will tell you this.
Do you have Apple TV?
I do have Apple TV.
You found out.
And you can listen to either the home or the visiting radio.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is showing tonight is Game 4.
Tonight, not tomorrow.
I thought it was tomorrow.
That's unfortunate, if accurate. Yes.
Is it tonight?
It is tonight.
Okay, then Memphis at Los Angeles, 9 o'clock tonight on Bally Sports Southeast.
Yeah.
Or TNT.
Yeah. Take your pick.
Ideally Bally, probably, if you want to hear Pete.
There you go.
All right. So that is your rundown. Top story today. The SEC, according to a column or story from, I don't guess it's a column if he's.
Well, he tweeted it as a column. So, okay. I mean, that's what his tweet said.
From Vol Twitter's favorite. Right there in a neck and neck tie with Dan Wolken is Pat Forty of Yahoo Sports, who says the SEC may consider stronger penalties against teams who storm the field or fans of teams that storm the field following big wins.
SEC mulling drastic punishments for storming the field is the headline on SI.com. Conference harbors safety concerns over letting thousands of fans on the field, and schools could lose future home games or even be forced to forfeit a win in the future.
Forfeit a win?
That's insanity. That's what this subhead says on this article.
That's insanity.
Conference Working Group on Event Safety was appointed by Greg Sankey last November, not long after Tennessee fans did what they did following the win over Alabama, and just a day before LSU fans stormed Tiger Stadium field after their win over Alabama. Proposals for a new policy to deal with fans rushing the field or court are expected to be presented to the league's full roster of athletic directors soon for discussion. Now, apparently, this has been because schools are not too shaken in the Southeastern Conference over a $250,000 fine.
No, that is the least of their worries.
Yeah. So they are basically just opening the gates and saying, come on down, sort of like The Price is Right. In illegal washing, both revenue and passion, schools that violate the policy tend to laugh off the financial penalties. First violation merits a $50,000 fine. The second is $100,000. Each subsequent violation is $250,000. Tennessee was docked $100 for the Alabama field storm, but school president Randy Boyd declared with a victory cigar in hand, "It doesn't matter. We'll do this every year." Probably didn't help the situation.
No, did not. Thanks, Randy.
I mean, I get it. I get it. Might not should have said that.
I don't think I'd have told that.
I don't think I'd have told that, brother. Tell it all, brother. Tell it all. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
All right. You don't mind that?
How about this?
How about yeah. See how you feel about playing Alabama
Greg
in
Sankey
Tuscaloosa 3 years in a row.
Greg Sankey said, "Cash me outside." About
How
that.
about that? Exactly.
So, I mean, okay,
We're gonna find something that you mind.
and there has to be a punishment that
Especially
is a deterrent, because it is a safety issue, as we saw against in the Alabama Tennessee thing.
Well, we didn't really see it, but yeah.
I mean, there was there's certainly video evidence out there of at least one Alabama player, quote, "scared for his life," end quote.
Yeah.
And that's an issue for these players, but to keep them safe.
Yeah.
From college age girls.
Yeah. Keep your helmet on, keep your shoulder pads on, bro. Come on now. But yeah, I mean, it can be a problem. I would think it's probably more of a problem in basketball.
Yeah.
But
less.
Something's got to be done. And again, ADs have to look at Randy Boyd and say, "Bruh,
hey,
chill."
Might should have just, But then again,
pump the brakes.
And I know that everybody's got videos these days, and you don't always know who's recording you or whatever's going on. But you
got to be smarter.
You got to be smarter than that.
Yeah. When you are the president of a Southeastern Conference school, you would just think that because there's a level of intelligence involved that keeps you from saying something like that.
Yeah. Because
I've never seen that before.
No, he went.
I had never seen that quote.
But you had never seen him
quote.
Oh, I saw the video when it happened.
No, it doesn't matter. We'll do this every year.
Yeah. I saw it right after the game.
Well, apparently Greg Sankey did too.
Yeah. A lot of folks did. A lot of folks saw the video. Hey, look, I mean, it's not like he didn't fire up a cigar in a non-smoking facility. So there's that.
in a moment of euphoria. Huh?
Look, you say a lot of things you don't mean sometimes. That's one of those times. You just say some things you don't mean.
Is this one of those deals where you got to do the right thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even if you don't.
Hang on. You got to do what's right, even when you think it might be wrong.
There you go.
I feel like we'll be referring to this a lot.
Keep that forever.
Yeah.
Oh, so I don't know. I don't know if it's a great idea. I don't know if it's a bad idea. But it's kind of like when I was a kid. At some point, butt whippings didn't do it. But when you took away the Super Nintendo, I straightened up and flied right.
Got your attention. Got to do something to get folks' attention.
You got to get their attention.
Yeah.
Let's take our first break of the day. Nashville Sounds VP of Operations and Local Weather Authority, Doug Scopel,
Doppler Doug,
is awaiting, and he will join us here in just a minute. Speaking of butt whoopings, he's got something over there that he might try to use if necessary.
If Justin gets out of line.
Exactly. Justin gets out of line. We've got a remedy. Yeah. So stick around on Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We'll be back to the Mobile League Company studio at First Horizon Park right after this. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handler supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Attention Tennessee homeowners, we want to buy your house. Hi, we are Real Property Solutions, a local real estate investing group. We pay cash for all types of property, so you walk away with more money in your pocket because we eliminate any fees, closing costs, and commissions. Now the best part, we can buy your house as is, meaning you don't have to do a thing to your property. You get to take what you want, leave what you don't, and don't even worry about cleaning. We close on your timeline, whether that's 7 days or 70 days. Interested in selling? Just give us a call and we'll come out to your property and quote you a cash offer within 24 hours. Please call 615-527-8750. That's 615-527-8750.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Welcome back into Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint, coming to you from the Mobile Lee Company studio on this Monday at First Horizon Park, where the Nashville Sounds will host the Omaha Storm Chasers all week long. Looking forward to it. And now we have with us on the Real Property Solutions hot seat.
Hot seat.
Hot seat.
Not hotline.
That's
First
right.
time on the hot seat.
There you go.
This is fun. The Real Property Solutions hot seat. Again, you just heard Devin O'Day tell you the number 615-527-8750, and they will buy your house as is today. Take what you want, leave what you don't. Doug, welcome in. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good to see you guys, especially out here in person at the ballpark. It's always a beautiful day.
Man,
we're playing ball today.
It's always a great day to be at the ballpark, and I'm very disappointed that there's not a ball game following this. But you know, it is what
Sarah
it is.
said, "Are you
The
staying
team
for the
needs
whole
an
game?"
off day, right?
And I'm like,
Yeah.
The team does need an off day.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially coming back in from Jacksonville.
Yes.
No, they just got an off day a couple of days ago.
They did, yes. So, different circumstance.
I can get you a rain out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Apparently that conversation happened down there, but I'll leave that down.
Leave
in
that
Florida.
down there. What
Yeah.
happens in Florida
Stays in Florida. Sure, why not? Yeah.
But better them than you, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Storm Chasers coming in. We talked again, as we do every Friday, with someone from the Sounds. It was play-by-play announcer Jeff Ham on Friday, and this is the first time Omaha has been here since
2019.
19.
Yeah. So when they were partners with us in the old Pacific Coast League, and then obviously 2020, the world changed. Major League Baseball realigned things, and we joined the International League in 2021, but it's a 20-team league. And so we don't play every team every year. And that was a team that the Sounds will play 4 series against every single season forever. And now we haven't seen them in 3 seasons. So it'll be exciting. A lot of obviously different faces in the Royals organization that were there last time we saw them, but it's a familiar, new, old face for us.
I'm sure it'll be interesting to get the Royals in here too, just because not having a whole lot of success at the top, but I'm sure they've got some prospects that will be worth getting out here and seeing.
Yep.
Which is always the big draw, I think, to minor league baseball, seeing the guys that you got a chance to see on TV here in a couple of years and say, hey, I saw them out at First Horizon Park or Greer Stadium or wherever it is.
That's one, like you said it perfectly. That's the beauty of AAA ball. I mean, we do a lot of fun things at the ballpark that are separate from baseball, but you're getting to see those guys that a lot of times guys will break out in the big leagues and you're like, man, I wish I had a chance to see that guy. And you look back and they played the Sounds for a week 2 years ago, and you maybe didn't know it, or, you know, if they were under the radar. Obviously the big prospects everybody knows about. And of course, if they're in the Brave system, you guys all know about that.
Yeah. We know.
Yeah, that's and we've talked about that probably ad nauseum about how glad we were to see Gwinnett coming in here and having that opportunity to get down here and see some of those guys. So.
No, you talked about just a minute ago about how you guys have a lot that goes around the ballpark, around the ball game. You know, obviously the thing out here is important. It's the most important thing you guys do. But what goes on behind the scenes is really interesting, and how it all gets, you know, how it all gets going. You don't get a ball game without all of the other things happening. And I know you guys run around like chickens with your heads cut off on game days and things like that. So talk about, you know, what is a typical day like today for you guys?
Yeah. So today for us is really just, you know, we know we've got 6 straight games coming up. So getting the ballpark, we try to keep it in top-notch shape all the time, but finishing touches on it, getting it ready to go. So we get fans coming in here tomorrow, make sure we have all our promotional stuff lined up for the week, make sure, you know, we have all our scripts written, just those last minute details. I mean, it's things we work on the whole off season. We get to question a lot of, you know, okay, baseball season's over. What job do you have now? Well, we work, we work a lot of time planning all the fun stuff we're about to see for the next 6 days and for the next 5 months, you know, so just continuing to get things finalized for that.
And it's interesting because that's really what makes this thing go. And I love thinking about, you know, what you guys are doing and what the front office has done, but, you know, keeping people engaged.
Yep.
You know, obviously the pitch clock has helped shorten games a little bit over the last couple of years at the minor league level, but you guys do a lot to keep people engaged. I mean, you just look around this ballpark and you think about the mini golf and all the things that go along with that. It's just, this is a great way to keep people engaged. 360 view of the ballpark. You can do all of the cool stuff and still watch the game.
Yeah, and we try to program it so many. We have 75 home games. To us, that's 75 opportunities to hit a different demographic that's maybe coming out here for a reason other than just to watch baseball. And we love the baseball purists, but in this day and age with attention spans, you need other hooks to get people in here, whether it's something we add to the ballpark brand new for a season, like a wiffle ball field we put in that kids are getting to play on for the first time. Yeah, so that opened up down on the first
for
base.
the kids
for free.
For the kids.
You know, you could drop, you know, son, daughter off and go have a cold beverage not too far away and let them have fun, burn out some energy.
Or you can go down there and whack a couple yourself.
Well, sure. But
Dingers.
we're trying to keep people safe, right? So we say from 5 to 12, but, you know, we might be lenient. But and also like the night by night promotions that we do, you know, like we have the fireworks shows. We have like this week, couple things we've got.
Don't tease Chris with the
this right here. Okay.
Justin, keep yourself in check.
Yeah. So why am I?
Can you leave that with us? When you
I'll leave it right for you guys. So I show you guys a pickleball paddle, but an example, Chris, of what you're talking about is on Wednesday, we've partnered with a local pickleball organization. We've got a tent down our first base concourse called Hit City Hall, which we normally use as a big popular indoor group hospitality area. Well, we're moving all the furniture out. We're putting pickleball courts down there.
What?
We're giving away pickleball paddles to the first 1,000 people that come out here. And this group is going, look at that, I like the bell. The group is going to come in and show people how to play pickleball. And if you already know how to play pickleball, do a little pickleball. It's the fastest growing
How many
sport.
courts will y'all be able to get
I think
in
we're
there?
putting 3 in there.
Okay.
I think 3 or 4. I'm not sure on the exact number, but it's something, you know, we've never done before. It's very popular. Just again, hitting a different demographic. We do things like that every single night. Try to figure out who haven't we connected with? How can we better connect with people?
That's the most important part, is the connection.
Yes.
And you guys do that whether you're at home or on the road. I mean, we talked a little bit, maybe it was a couple of weeks ago about, and then I saw it this weekend about bring your friends, take BP out here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll put your name on the scoreboard. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. We started that during the pandemic years just because we needed something to do, but it's become so popular. We have to carve out off weeks 2 or 3 times a year because we literally, people call or email us all the time. I had such a blast. I want to come back, or my buddy does. How do I get involved with that? It's just something cool about going on a professional baseball field and getting that chance to try to impress your buddies and hit one out or throw out your back, whichever happens.
Yeah, and it's the latter that concerns me. But yeah. That how do people go about that? I mean, I would imagine when you guys started off kind of marketing it to business groups and that kind of thing. But is there a go to the website and sign up?
Yeah, it's on the website. We do a lot of e-newsletters, we'll hit it on social media, things like that. I think the first round of dates is in late May or early June. And we do it, like I said, several times during the year. So it's a lot of fun.
But who throws the BP?
We have a pitching machine. So we're not wearing anybody's arm out. We have one of the pitching machines that our team uses. We set it at a speed, not 98 miles an hour, but somewhere where most people should be able to make decent contact.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the group is not responsible for their own BP pitches.
No.
So nobody has to stand up there and swing 20 times to maybe get one pitch that they can hit.
Right. I mean, it should be down the middle. They may swing 20 times and only hit it once, but that's not on us.
But it's
yeah. And we're not sponsoring the pitcher by Dr. James Andrews either, by having somebody just keep throwing and keep throwing and keep throwing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember hearing about that the first time during the pandemic. Like you said, just trying to get some traffic through here and give you guys something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now Chris asked what happens on a day like this. I guess my question, and I got a little bit of an idea because I've been around a little bit.
Yep.
But during the off weeks, like when they're out of town all week like they were last week, now what's going on for you guys then?
So it depends on the time of year, but we typically try to, one of our tasks through the city is, this is obviously an awesome venue we have 75 baseball games. You do the math, that's like 280 some days that are free to do other events. So we try to program other things in here. So for example, this past weekend, the St. Jude Rock and Roll Marathon that runs through Nashville, they run through our ballpark, run around the playing field. So they set that up Friday. The runners were in here on Saturday. So
they just run on the warning track?
Warning track. They go along the concourse and kind of around the outfield, things like that. We had a trade show for a local industrial group that rented the building on last Thursday and was down in the concourse. We have there's no limit to what we can do with the different spaces we have. We do beer fests, we do parties of some sort. We do all kind of different things. So we try to keep it. It's a beautiful place. When the weather's good, which it is most of the year, we try to make it accessible to people to use for whatever reason they might use.
And what was the name of the building again where the pickleball courts are going to be?
City Hall. So it's the big white tent down the first base concourse.
Now, I was down here a couple of years ago, and somebody was saying that y'all use that for like weddings and wedding receptions and that kind of thing. So that's open year round.
It is. Yeah, we built it. It's got its own HVAC unit and stuff, and it's a really cool area that, we really built it just to have a climate-controlled area for when it gets super hot out here in the summer for these big groups. But the byproduct is you can use it for a lot of other fun things.
Get married at the ballpark. And if you need a DJ, I know a guy. That would be me. Just saying. It can be a job.
Getting back on the field, the Sounds were 2 of 3 this. Two and three.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they won 2 of 5 down at Jacksonville this past week. Coming back in here against Omaha, but you mentioned off air already. The Sounds have seen a lot of transactions and a lot of movement back and forth between here and Milwaukee, which it's better going to Milwaukee from the Sounds than it is from the Preds, I guess. But
it's a different way of
these guys enjoy going to Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of movement already.
Yeah. And it's the Brewers have the second best record in the National League, which is a good testament to them. But they've had a lot of injuries. I mean, every team deals with injuries, but they've had a lot of pitching injuries. They had a couple of their main lineup cogs have already gotten hurt. Garrett Mitchell, who was going to be, potentially a rookie of the year candidate for them, left. So we lost Joey Weimer, who was a top 5 prospect for the Brewers. We thought was going to be with us for a while. He's been in the big leagues and doing well. And that's part of what our role is in baseball, right? Our guys are here until they're needed elsewhere, and they've needed at least 6 of our guys already, and there's probably more coming. They had a couple more injuries in their game the other day, they being the Brewers. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But, we've got extra bodies. That's part of the depth part of it, and one guy leaves, the next guy steps in, and you just hope that they're have a consistent performance on the field as best they can.
Obviously, I've not followed the Brewers as closely as I should, but I'm wondering though, Garrett Mitchell, now his wife didn't rough him up, did she?
No, but she's a talented athlete on her own.
Well,
yeah.
I think I saw something about him hitting a home run when she wasn't there and going off about it. And she tweeted back, "You don't say it to my face, though." So, I mean, I didn't know if she might have.
No, I think that's just a fun couple. He actually had a weird play where he was sliding into a base and his shoulder popped out or something.
Oh.
And he stayed in the game and then made a throw from the outfield and it popped out again. So, yeah, they're still trying to figure out what his time frame is. But
speaking of Dr. James Andrews,
so I mean,
he'll be taking a trip to Birmingham soon.
Yeah, you get freak injuries like that. One of our guys, Sal Freelick, who's another top prospect who's been with the Sounds all year, he slid into a base the other day, jammed his thumb, and he's out for a little bit now too. So that's just part of the game.
And folks coming up from AA and the guys that you guys weren't expecting to maybe see so quickly are having to make the trip up here. So of course that's the bad part is when you have to go back to where I don't know what the double
Biloxi.
Well, Biloxi's not so bad, I guess.
If you got to go,
to AA, Biloxi, there are worse places. There are worse places. So
I was going to ask you, have you had an opportunity to see that facility down there?
I have not been there. No,
I've not either.
I want to go because to have built that 5 years ago. I guess
somewhere around there.
I bet it's. I bet it's a nice spot to be. So.
No, wasn't former Sounds catcher Barry Lyons involved in that?
He is involved. He's like an ambassador or something for them. He just recently took a job as the manager of the Lexington Legends, who are
they are in unaffiliated.
They're in.
Right?
I don't know if it's the Atlantic League. They're in one of the partner leagues, but it's unaffiliated. But yeah, so their season probably starts here in another few weeks. So he's up there now. But yeah, he's from Biloxi originally. Barry, we have a long history with him. When I started here, he was our color commentator on the radio and stuff. And good guy, obviously great baseball history with him. And so he's been a big part of that Biloxi organization, getting that team rolling.
The Shuckers.
Yep.
It's a cool name too.
It is.
Well, Doug Scopel on the Real Property Solutions hot seat today with us, and looking forward to again a hopefully a great full week of baseball at the ballpark.
6 games,
on all the wood, and hopefully none that are 7 innings.
You don't mind if it's Sounds on top.
Yeah, but if they're winning, but we don't want to play double headers, do we?
No, we try not to. We hope Mother Nature works with us. And forecast, people look at the forecast a week out and they freak out. And I'm like, you know what? Until it's about a day before, I don't trust it really. The joke in baseball is there's always a window. You go to the clubhouse and the guys know that. They'll tell me to cancel a game. Hey guys, there's a window, and then they just shake their head and laugh.
Well,
it's part of the game.
What's funny is we were down here the Thursday before the season started, and there was talk about the Friday game, whether it was going to be played or not. We had Rick Sweet on, and that was exactly what he said. There's always a window. And then we got up Friday morning. Sounds opener has been postponed.
Well, that was a rare case where there was just such severe weather being broadcast or forecast. We didn't want to put our players, our fans, our employees in position where they're having to. We could have got the game in, or at least part of it, to your point, but then we put them out in a bunch of danger. We don't like to do that. But this field drains so well that literally, if we know we can get a window of like 2 hours where it's going to be dry, we got a real good shot of playing a good game.
And 2 hours these days with the pitch clock is about all it takes.
Yeah.
And speaking of rule changes, ABS,
automated balls and strikes. So that's something that, was new to the Sounds this year. It was introduced in the Pacific Coast League, which is the 10 teams out west last year. It'll be coming to us starting tomorrow. Baseball decided to hold off a couple weeks into the season to get everything fine tuned. But what we're going to see for the first time, what our players are going to see, what our fans are going to see is it'll be kind of two versions of it. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games. It's going to be the true ABS, where you've heard it called robo-ump, where there's a computer. They've got a bunch of cameras installed in here. Somehow it all figures out what the strike zone is and whether the ball goes in. The umpire wears a buzzer on his belt. And I don't know how the signals work, but either buzzes or not, he knows to call ball or strike. He's not using any of his judgment. The catcher can frame it all he wants. It doesn't matter. It's where the computer has it crossing the plate. And that's what the calls are going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then and this will be universal across all of AAA. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday games, they go to the challenge system. So there you're back to the umpires calling his own game. The catcher can use his framing skills, try to steal strikes like they do. But if the batter, the pitcher, or the catcher, those three only, not the manager, not the shortstop, disagree with an umpire's call, they can challenge it. And then with the challenge, they show kind of like you see in tennis, in and out balls at Wimbledon. They have a graphic that'll go up on the scoreboard that'll show the pitch come through and whether it goes through the zone or not. And if the umpire's correct, he's correct. If not, they change the call based off the technology.
Now,
there's some rules, like you get only, I think, 3 challenges a game. If you are correct on a challenge, you keep that challenge, but you don't want to burn it on like a 1-1 pitch in the first inning. You want to try, and it's the manager has to teach the players, and they're all going to learn this for the first time going through that. Like, when's the right time to do that? How bad was the call? Those sorts of things.
and Rick discussed that with us a little bit, and it's got to be immediate, right? So
Yeah, I think they have like 2 seconds to challenge it. And then the umpire, the signal you'll see for those that are watching, the umpire will tap his head, and then people up here in the press box know to play the video and do all that. So, and for games, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games, we're going to have a little graphic on the board so our players could see it and our fans could see it. Like, where did the computer see that? Because players aren't going to understand the zone. It'll help them to kind of learn, because it's going to be something that they've never experienced. This is one that, a lot of the rules that they implement in baseball, they start at like A ball and work their way up. This is something that's brand new, only a AAA this year.
only a triple.
Only a AAA.
Exclusively right here.
Yep.
Now, this is something that they are piloting, I guess, with thoughts of perhaps taking it to the majors.
Yeah, I think that's the goal for them. It's some format, and the reason why a lot of people ask us is, well, why do they have 2 different ways of doing it? I think they need to get the sample size so that you get the umpires' feedback, you get the players' feedback, you get the executives' feedback on which one works better. My personal opinion is I think the challenge system is going to be much more loved, but again, baseball, whenever they do rule changes, they have to get both of those sample sets of data so they can go back and, if it's something they want to take to the major leagues, they need to present it and have the backup.
And I think what you're going to find, Doug, is I don't think the umpires are wrong as often as people think they are. I think they are, but it's just a human element, I think, that is just inherent in the game. Oh, well, I mean, you've been around it. What
I think, I've been around the AAA level. Obviously, I watch Major League Baseball too. I think there's guys at the major league level that maybe hold vendettas against people longer than they probably should. I don't think you see that at the AAA level because the personnel change out so often year over year. But that being said, I think that you're probably right. They're not as wrong as the hitters and pitchers sometimes think that they are.
I would agree with that. I mean, ump scorecards on Twitter. I mean, that shows, most of the time. I actually heard Joe West on a podcast today. He said the best piece of advice I got when I was a young umpire was, at the end of the day, your percentage is going to be a lot better than those guys out there playing. And he's not wrong.
I think the biggest thing I mentioned a minute ago, the biggest thing to me in all of this, that there's going to be a difference and a loss for the position, is catcher, right? Catchers, a lot of their craft is being able to grab a ball down here and you watch games in the big leagues and they're stealing strikes all the time because they're so good at that. With the true ABS, you lose that. And I don't think, my opinion from baseball, you don't want to lose. That's like every position has a specific skill. That's a part of how these guys have been doing their job from probably high school on up. And then I'm sure they'll still do it out of habit, but it's just, it impacts the game a little bit.
Now, let me ask you this. That said, is that going to impact lineups? I mean, can you go with a less skilled defensive catcher on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because framing isn't as big a deal?
You could, yes. And I don't, I'm not, we've got 4 catchers on our roster. I'm not in the right seat, even though I'm in the hot seat here. I'm not in the right seat to tell you who's the better framers out of all of them. I don't know that at the AAA level, they're going to, keep that in mind as much as you might think it would. But if this ever gets to the major league level in that way, perhaps that would. And I think that's going to be a large part of the pushback if and when it gets to that level, is let our catchers do their job.
And I think that's where the challenge system makes a lot
of sense. If a catcher is able to pull one off his ankles and the umpire calls it, somebody go, wait a minute, that missed.
Come on.
There's accountability for that.
Right. Sure. Doug Scopel with us here on the Real Property Solutions hot seat on Main Street Sports today. Doug, thanks for taking some time with us today. We
always good to join you guys. Thanks for being here at the ballpark.
Oh, we enjoy it, man. Appreciate you.
This has been fun. We'll be right back on Main Street Sports today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We'll talk a little Grizzlies, UT Vandy baseball, and more right after this.
back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think about calling for a ride. Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
There is nothing better than drinking an ice-cold beverage while taking in a Nashville Sounds baseball game. Hi, I'm Stephanie Miller with Mornings on Main Street. The Nashville Sounds and Main Street Media Television have teamed up to promote Sunday Family Fun Day here at First Horizon Park each Sunday home game. Just go to your favorite Main Street Media website and click on Sounds Main Street Media Day banner to register to win free tickets. And then we'll see you here at the ballpark.
I'm so excited about this new show.
Dino Trek is back again this year. It's bigger than we've ever had it before.
When they're about 5 months old, we'll start see them sticking their head out of the pouch, or you might see a foot come out or a tail.
It's like an Airbnb for Joey's. Now, you're not going to see all three of them together because cats in general don't get along unless it's time to get along, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
Well, we're 2/3 of the way there. It's animals, nature, and fun. That's what we're all about. But during that time, we hope that you also learn something, that you're inspired to want to learn something.
What's new at the zoo with Jim Bar 2.
Welcome back in Main Street Sports today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yow and Mo Patton here with you from the Mobile League Company studio at First Horizon Park, where the Nashville Sounds and the Omaha Storm Chasers will be all week long, starting tomorrow through Sunday. So make plans to be at the ballpark. You can catch me on Sunday before the game.
Yeah, I meant to mention that during while we had Doug up here. It's Family Day Sunday, right?
Family Day on Sunday. So bring out the family.
Sponsored
enjoy.
by.
Yeah, that's right. We are the
Main
media
Street
partner, and should be a lot of fun. But staying in baseball for a minute, the base Vols, just as we all predicted.
Just as every one of us predicted, yes.
Get a sweep of the number 4 ranked Vanderbilt Commodores in Knoxville over the weekend. Tough weekend for Vanderbilt. You know, a lot of tough week overall. A lot of folks were
because they had lost
that midweek loss
to Indiana State.
And a lot of folks thought, well, this is going to light that fire. Well, Tennessee also lost Tennessee Tech, so clearly they took a little fire from that as well. And saw Tony V kind of do some maneuvering with his pitching staff, and it worked out really well.
We also saw one of our locals, kind of figure heavily into the first game. Well, the first 2 games did not play yesterday.
Listen,
but Kavaris Tears hit a solo home run in that rally in the 9th that forced extras before the extra inning home run that won it 4-3. and I think he had a 2-run RBI, 2-run single Saturday in that big explosion.
He's not played much in the SEC games, and I know that part of it is because they have him playing right field, and he's really
Well, he's played some center, I think, but I think he DH'd in both games this weekend.
That's where he needs to be hitting the baseball, because he is hitting the baseball. And so
position hitter.
Yes. I mean, professional hitter Kavar Stairs. That's all I'm saying. The guy's got to be in the lineup at this point. He's done nothing but produce every time he's been in the lineup.
Yep. And I mean, you don't want to tell Tony V how to do his job, but you got to figure out a way to get that kid's bat in the lineup.
I mean,
especially
it's been
when
too
you've
good.
been as inconsistent in some other places as you have been. He's got to hit.
I think that's the key right there.
And I think he probably kind of solidified that to some degree this weekend.
Yeah, I would absolutely say that. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how Tennessee kind of plays this going forward. This could be a season turning type of series, as
a friend of the show pointed out on Friday night and got shouted down.
And here's the thing: you've got the SEC Network game of the week on Thursday this week at home against Mississippi State. So an opportunity to kind of point your season in a better direction. Currently 26-14 overall, but 8-10 in the conference. I mean, you were 5-10 going into that series.
Well, I mean, there was some talk about whether or not Tennessee was going to make the SEC tournament coming into this weekend.
Yep. I mean, I mentioned it. You know, the fact that getting a Hoover, I thought was going to be a chore at that point.
I guess it was you.
It looks a little less like a little more likely they'll be in Hoover.
Reports of UT's demise
have been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah.
But they've got Bellarmine tomorrow, and then they'll get Mississippi State Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They still got Georgia on the schedule, which you feel like is a series you should win. Kentucky's still on the schedule at home, by the way. Got to go to Georgia, and then got to go to South Carolina. Those are the 4 series left. Now, here's the thing. 1-9 away from Lindsey Nelson Stadium on the season. 1-9.
That's not great.
No. So, of course, the schedule was pretty front loaded.
It was pretty front loaded. I mean,
so
V didn't do them a whole lot of favors with that schedule, I don't think. I mean, they went and played everybody.
Well, and even the SEC schedule, I mean, Texas A&M, LSU early, then it was Florida, then it was Arkansas. I mean, those are all 3, and then Vanderbilt. They literally played 4 of the top 5 teams in the country back to back to back to back
to back. Yeah, and so you feel like, well, you feel like Vanderbilt's going to bounce back from this. I mean, they weren't ranked number 4 in the country on a fluke.
That's right.
They're going to be okay. I think this is just life in the SEC. It might have been a little exaggerated, but this can happen.
Yeah. And like you said, Vanderbilt 13-5 in the conference, 29-11 overall. They've still got Kentucky here in Nashville this weekend. They go to Alabama. Then they got to go to Florida, which should be interesting. And then they close the season against Arkansas here at Hawkins Field. So their schedule's kind of backloaded.
Mm-hmm.
And watch out.
Yeah. But and again, I just think that was kind of a perfect storm with Tennessee really kind of getting things together for 3 games and Vanderbilt being a little out of kilter for 3 games or 4 games going back to the Indiana State game. But I feel like Vanderbilt bounces back, and possibly Tennessee kind of got themselves right. So,
yeah. Real quick before we get to our next segment, Grizzlies falling game 3. Dylan Brooks came at the king and missed all but his little midsection. And then
he got the King's jewels.
He did. He did, in fact, get the King's jewels. So watch out. But he'll be out. I guess he's out tonight. I assume that.
I think
he can't be.
Is it just one game, or is he out 2 games?
It may be 2. The flagrant 2s are pretty pretty well frowned upon.
I mean, it's not a storm in the field offense, but it's
gonna lose a game.
Not great.
But,
yeah.
That's tonight's game is going to be a massive. I mean, the Grizz must win for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean, getting down 3-1, regardless of where you play in Game 5, it's not.
That's right.
Where you want to be in a 7-game series.
Can't be.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can't, especially when you got to go back. So we will just take a break here, Mo, because Teresa Walker is standing by, and we want to talk with her as much as we can about this Titans pre-draft press conference, and maybe she'll have some words of wisdom. I'm sure she will. So
no doubt.
Stick around. Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We'll be back after this.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think about calling for a ride. Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone.
This is Chris Yow with Main Street Sports Today. Every show, Mo Patton and I welcome friends from all across the sports landscape, from high school coaches and reporters to national, college, and pro sports personalities. You never know who might stop by for a chat. AP Tennessee Sports Editor, 3-time Tennessee Sports Writer of the Year 2020 TSWA Hall of Famer. She covers the Titans, the Predators, the Grizzlies, college football, and hoops. Please make welcome Teresa Walker.
Former University of Tennessee, former Team USA Olympian, ex-Cy Young Award winner, R.A. Dickey. R.A., did I miss anything?
Man, that was sweet. Yeah, I need to listen to that before I go to bed every night. That was nice.
Has 5 sports Emmys. That's not bad for the other guy in Wham, Ryan McGee.
Other guy in Wham married the best looking girl, Bananarama, so other guy in Wham had a pretty good life.
From preps to pros, we're taking on the sports topics you care about. Tune in across Main Street Media social platforms at 2 p.m. or on demand on your podcast distribution platform of choice.
Welcome back in Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint, the Lee Company studio here, mobile studio from First Horizon Park. As you see in the background, the guitar scoreboard, very important.
The lush green.
You
grass.
can't see that.
Can you not see it?
It's
that's unfortunate. It just look up like a big void. That's
okay.
Unfortunate, but you can see the scoreboard.
The field is
it's not
really
lit
nice.
up. But
They've done a great job on this field. Fantastic job, the grounds crew here. Give them a hand. Good job, guys. They're out there working too, working hard, as is Teresa Walker of the Associated Press, who was monitoring the Titans press conference today, the pre-NFL draft press conference, which I assume was a whole lot of a nothing burger as far as information is concerned, unless it's disinformation for the other teams to get.
Yeah, somehow I just don't think Ren Carthon walked in and said, we are not trading the pick and we are taking X at 11.
Hashtag Rand has a plan, but You don't know it.
We ain't telling you. Yeah.
Teresa Walker, though, joins us to tell us what she learned. T, what's up? I hate you can't see the screen right now because behind your Twitter I made sure to include the crown.
Thank you. I did try to make sure and put that together. It's like, the blue check mark may be gone, but, I took some advice. It's like somebody sent me a GIF, handing me my crown. And it's like, you know what? Why don't I just give myself a crown? I'll crown myself,
There you go.
I used to try and do that in checkers and, so, crown me, baby.
The queen is still the queen.
And ain't going anywhere. So even if I wasn't at the news conference in person, I did listen to it and monitor it on streaming. And you're right. I mean, the one thing that Rand Carthon did do is he did admit that, yes, the Tennessee Titans did go to Kevin Byard and asked him to take a pay cut. I still think that's probably not where I'd go for the money under the couch cushions for a team that is tight against the cap. But, let's not forget, I know that Rand is new, but this is a team that the last 2 years has gone through more players than any other team in the NFL. And Kevin Byard, the mayor of Murfreesboro, is the guy who has never missed a game, ever, particularly not since going into the starting lineup. And, he's led the team in picks and tackles each of the last 2 seasons, and he's a 2-time All-Pro. So I'm just thinking I'd go somewhere else. And, and he said that he's talked with Kevin in the last 3 weeks, staying in touch with his agent. So, let's just say this, stay tuned, because we don't know what's going to be happening, because you're right. As you mentioned the lead on, Rand's not going to tip his hand on anything. Now, he did say that he's not gotten any calls about Derrick Henry, which, again, take it with a grain of salt. It's that time of year. He said he has talked with Derrick Henry within the last month and a half and is in touch with Derrick's agent. So, and then he's talked with Ryan Tannehill. But he also made very, very clear that they're going to do their business in private. They're not going to, and that if it doesn't come from him, Mike Vrabel, or Miss Amy, don't, dismiss it, is what he's telling players.
Makes sense.
Sure.
And, I mean, it's wild to me, especially when you get to this time of year, how much everybody knows. Knows.
Everybody knows, and exactly, Mo, because here's the thing, and reminder, folks, these, there are people, and we're in that content generating industry where, you want to, we get paid by talking and getting people to click. And that's what's happening, especially these national people on some of these national networks with 4 letters and others, they are trying to create content where they get people paying attention and, clicking, and, they've got to have live TV reports and time that they're filling. So take it with a grain of salt, because nobody knows except for Rand and the Titans, and they ain't talking. Yeah. Now, the funny thing is that, Rand Carthon did say that, guess who? He's just moved into a new apartment building, and assistant GM Chad Brinker, who they hired away from the Packers, lives in the same building. And, Rand Carthon did mention that, there's been some times that, maybe Chad better have the do not disturb on his phone, because there's been times he's texted him in the middle of the night, in the wee hours. Well, now he's in the same building. Shoot, he might just go down, hey, Chad, door, let's talk.
What's up?
Exactly. So, it's like, if I'm Chad, I might be looking to move real quickly. So, just saying. So it's one of those things where, guys, literally, the Titans were, we didn't know about A.J. Brown. We kind of had some hints and clues. But, the fact of the matter is, we didn't know anything about the A.J. trade until, I saw it on Twitter. It's like, they've made the move. We had hints that maybe something wasn't happening, and then boom. So, and with, blue check marks being gone, be very careful on Thursday night during this draft. You have no clue what's going to be said by whom, by anybody.
I think I'll just not be retweeting anything.
Yeah, no,
Anything. Yeah. Teresa Walker.
Well, that's why I didn't crown. I mean, if somebody tries to mimic me on social media and adds a crown, I'll be coming after them. I'll just say that. But yeah, know who to trust when it comes down to things.
Teresa Walker of the Associated Press joining us on the Real Property Solutions Hotline here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Teresa, I tripped across someone else's Titans draft preview late last night, and they were speaking with a Texans person, a Texans, I don't know, beat writer, someone who produces content that's Texans related. And the question came up, where were they going to go at 3? And the conjecture was our favorite quarterback, Will Levis. If you are a Titans fan, you welcome that move, don't you?
The S2
I
says
do
no.
a dance, and if I'm in the Titans front office, I do a big dance and pop champagne. I know that, you know, there's a lot of people in love with Will Levis. I've seen it. I've heard it. I don't buy into it. I mean, it's the same with Anthony Richardson. You know, I get Mike Mamula vibes. You know, you can look great at the combine. You can put together all sorts of wonderful things at the combine. But what have you done on the field? You know, all this talk about, you know, the Wonderlic's gone. They've got this new test at the combine and things like that. But the fact of the matter is, you just don't know. Okay. But if you want to know, go look at the game tape. Vanderbilt beat Will Levis. I know the offensive line was bad last year, but the fact of the matter is he made bad decisions, and that's what matters. Okay. Some of those throws were not good, and that's another thing. So again, take, you know,
but he hit the ceiling in the practice facility. So, you know, there's that.
I know,
and
and he
he can
puts
hit
mayonnaise in his
and he
coffee
can hit
and
crossbars from his knees and whatnot.
Yeah. The mayonnaise in the coffee is a little bit of a drawback for me, actually, because who does that? But
well, that and the banana thing. I'm sorry. That, as Wayne Carthon said, he you know, he wasn't there when he saw that, but you know, and he's seen the video, and it's like, I don't know about y'all, but ain't nobody want to see that.
Not a single person.
No, none.
Well, you know, and
but more importantly, we've seen him make decisions with open receivers and throw the ball on the ground. So I don't know, you know, I just don't get the love. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I get Jake Locker vibes. And there was a national person last week who kind of said the same thing. And it's like, I shared it with, you know, I'd said that a couple weeks ago on Seattle radio, and they're like, ooh, you're coming in here dissing our Washington, you know, Huskies quarterback guy. And I said, I'm sorry, I covered him in the NFL. I mean, you know, no offense, Jake, but you retired after 4 years. So that's the issue. That's the problem. So, you know, it's like, did any of us make that up? No. Were you injured repeatedly? Yes. Did you risk yourself and make some decisions that were questionable? Yes. So that's the fun thing. So, and with Will Levis, you know, yes, he played hurt last year. How much of that was on some of his decisions? So that is another area to take in. Now, that said, Ram Carthon said they did their due diligence on quarterbacks because, you know, they're picking 11th. He doesn't want to be picking this high. So, you know, is there a very high chance that they end up taking a quarterback Thursday night? Absolutely. In fact, you know, and I'll be honest, the person I'd love to see them take is Hendon Hooker. You know, yes, he's coming off the ACL. Keep Ryan Tannehill and let him learn behind him for a year and heal up that ACL. And if he ends up pushing Ryan Tannehill aside at some point because he is healthy and is the better option, all the better. But, you know, they haven't called me from St. Thomas Sports Park asking me for my advice. I keep trying to give it.
Well, maybe they should. But, Teresa,
I would not have picked Isaiah Wilson a few years ago. I'll just say that.
I just don't know if and I hope I don't incur the wrath of all Twitter, but I feel like Hendon Hooker may be a reach at 11.
No, I don't think you take him in the first round.
No, that's yeah. I don't
Guys,
think so either.
have you wait, I'm gonna back that up. Have you not seen him rising up the boards?
Yes.
I mean, people I think are taking a closer look, and yes, some of it is Hendon has been going around making the media rounds, making his case. But let's not forget that if not for the ACL injury in South Carolina, this is a guy who might very well have walked away with the Heisman. Okay, if he had not been hurt, is there not the real serious chance that he might be the guy being considered for the #1 pick overall rather than Bryce Young? I mean, let's be honest here. The production was there, for 2 years, not just one, as opposed to Anthony Richardson. And, oh, yeah, by the way, the numbers across the board better for Hendon Hooker than Anthony Richardson. And, oh, yeah, he has a much better winning record. I mean, low picks, lots of interceptions or touchdowns and things like that. That's a good thing. Okay.
You okay?
I am.
You got a dip?
Hang on a second.
Yeah, I don't know that 11 is where I'm going to. I mean, if
I just don't know. I think the first round is.
Yep. Sorry, I came back.
No, that's okay. Do you need
Yes,
to go? I know where you're at. Do you have something you need to tend to?
I'm getting help as we speak, so I think we'll be okay here for a second. But I'll just say this: don't be surprised if Hendon Hooker goes in the first round. And guys, would I like to see the Titans trade back and still get him? Sure, but I'm not so sure that he's still there at 15 or 16. We'll have to wait and see.
Wow. Okay. Well, for his sake, I hope you're right.
Guys, look at the numbers. Production matters.
It does.
Well,
I don't disagree.
I'd like to think it does, but I mean, again, when we start talking about Levis and Richardson in the top 10, I wonder.
Yeah. Does production matter?
If Levis and Richardson are top 10, then why shouldn't he be considered? Okay. Just saying.
You're not wrong.
That's the best argument there is for that. I mean, if these guys are, that guy definitely is.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Certainly. Teresa, I'll lend you my crystal ball just a second. If the Titans are at 11, where do they go?
Wide receiver.
Is that an unless situation? I mean, if Peter Skoronski or
Paris
Johnson are there, do they go left tackle?
Guys, I'm not so sure. In fact, I'll be honest. I've told Jim Wyatt that I'm going with Hooker at 11.
Okay.
Because that and wide receiver, to me, with what they've added with Brunskill and Andre Dillard, give them, some options at tackle, and that, so stay tuned. I mean, literally, they've got all sorts of options to do what they want to do.
So if Jackson Smith and Jigba is not available, is there a wide receiver that you think that they like or you like?
There's so many receivers in this draft that, hey, they could always take Darnell Wright. But seriously, you can throw a dart and figure out who they might take.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. I just feel like tackle is number one, and maybe it's not. I don't know.
Maybe with the offseason they've had, tackle isn't.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And that's what I've been saying all this time. He may feel comfortable with the offensive line he's put together at this point. Again, hashtag Rand has a plan, and we don't know it.
And they have Nicholas Petit-Frere from last year and a new offensive line coach to help him take a big step from first to second year. Okay.
And he doesn't have to play right guard.
Exactly.
Yeah, he can spend time developing at tackle
anywhere but right guard, please. All right,
exactly.
Well, there you go, Teresa. We're gonna let you get out of here. We've got we're gonna get to some Braves baseball anyway, so we'll let you tend to your business. We just thank you for taking the time that you did take with us today, and we appreciate it. We will talk to you very soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
It's Teresa Walker on the Real Property Solutions Hotline. 615-527-8750 is the number to call. They will buy your house as is and close on your timeline, whether it's 7 days or 70. It does not matter. Take what you want, leave what you don't. Don't even worry about cleaning up. Just give them a call. Real Property Solutions, 615-527-8750. We'll take a break. When we come back, Braves baseball in the Lee Company studio on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50 plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Tennessee. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the TSSAA.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Attention Tennessee homeowners, we want to buy your house. Hi, we are Real Property Solutions, a local real estate investing group. We pay cash for all types of property, so you walk away with more money in your pocket because we eliminate any fees, closing costs, and commissions. Now the best part, we can buy your house as is, meaning you don't have to do a thing to your property. You get to take what you want, leave what you don't, and don't even worry about cleaning. We close on your timeline, whether that's 7 days or 70 days. Interested in selling? Just give us a call and we'll come out to your property and quote you a cash offer within 24 hours. Please call 615-527-8750. That's 615-527-8750.
April 24th, we got a double dose of this day in Braves history. On April 24th, 2011, Nate McLouth's two-run single in the 10th keyed a 9-6 win at San Francisco, giving the Braves their first road sweep of the Giants since 1998. It's not making it any worse than it was. Atlanta defeated both Tim Lincecum and the recently released Mad Bum, Madison Bumgarner, in the series. A year later, April 24th, 2012, Chipper Jones became the fifth major leaguer to homer on their 40th birthday, hitting a solo home run in the third inning of an eventual 4-3 win over the host Dodgers. The feat was previously accomplished by Bob Thurman, Joe Morgan, Wade Boggs, and Tony Phillips. That was this day in Braves history.
We can talk Braves all you want, but breaking news from Adam Schefter with a blue check and 10.3 million followers. Thinking it's the real one.
That 10.3 mil? Yeah, I'd say so.
Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. The trade is official.
Done deal.
Or not official, but it's being reported by Adam
It's
Schefter.
Shefty official.
That's almost as good as at NFL retweeting.
Right.
It, isn't it?
Right.
So there you go. Wow.
Be interesting to see what the Packers get.
Rappaport's tweeting it as well. It's second rounder this year, a first round pick swap this year, and a conditional first rounder in 2024.
No players, just picks.
That's what it looks like for major compensation. That's what it includes. Now I don't know if there's anything else involved, but there you go.
Yeah, rap sheet with a blue check and 4 million followers.
I'm pretty sure that's
probably him.
That's probably 100%. All right, there you go. Anyway, talk a little.
I guess that's how we have to check it out now. Huh?
You got to do a little bit extra digging. There are, yeah.
Anyway,
there are steps that you didn't used to have to take.
Yeah.
Now you do.
Mm-hmm.
Braves get swept by the Astros this weekend. Tough weekend for Atlanta as the starting pitching, for the most part, really, really good. Obviously, Kyle Wright giving up a pair of 2-run homers, not great, but everything else he did was fantastic up to that point. Just late inning collapses by this bullpen.
Had a blip, man. Bullpen had a glitch, and maybe it's because they had to pitch so much too early.
They have had to pitch a lot. And
maybe it's also because you've still not pitched your closer yet,
and you're a guy short, and
you're 2 guys short because again Iglesias hasn't thrown and McHugh is out.
That's right. So you're not at your best, which is it's April, and
you're still 14-8,
still 14-8, still looking good. Don't get ahead of yourself here at this point. But
although it was kind of painful when we had Doug Scopel on a little bit ago, and he was talking about the Brewers having the second best record in the National League behind Pittsburgh,
and they're dealing with injuries too. It's not like they're not.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's early.
Somebody's gonna be dealing with an injury if. This, be really good. Charlie's not going to be happy if I take that on. She'd be getting get on top of the pool table one good time. But yeah, it's tough when you're dealing with injuries. Michael Harris second is out, which is a huge blow to your outfield. And
Travis d'Arnaud is out,
which means you've got Chadwick Tromp, who. Did you hear what Joe Simpson said?
Do I want to?
Joe said, I saw Trump wearing a MAGA hat earlier. Make Aruba great again. And I was killing me, man.
Wow.
Oh, but yeah, so you've got a guy that you're not necessarily, expecting to be a big leaguer right now.
Right.
Playing catcher, you've got one playing shortstop. You've got a left field just black hole out there no matter who you're playing.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to be a black hole until MH2 gets back, I think, because I think at that point Sam Hilliard slides over.
He certainly can't be any worse in the batter's box.
He won't be.
But
he won't be. And if you recall, that was the first move that AA made this offseason.
That's correct.
And he didn't just make it on a whim.
That's right.
So
I think he knew what the future was going to hold.
Hashtag AA has a plan.
AA has a plan. Chipper Jones giving out 15,000 posters this tonight on his 40th birthday. Well, somebody's giving them. He's actually signing a few of them. So if you get there and you pick one up, you might get lucky.
Oh, wow.
But make sure to pick up some of his Sugarland Shine Sweet Tea Lemonade at the park. Acuna leading off, batting first in right field. Olsen, who is, I'm not sure Matt Olson's a 2-hole hitter, by the way.
I saw a tweet last night. When Harris gets back, does he go to the 2 spot?
I think he's got to.
And you slide Olsen further down.
Because Ronnie is doing everything to get himself in scoring position, and Matt Olson is not helping. enough.
Yeah, and
And Olsen goes yard too much.
And
You don't need him to do that.
a week ago, I said, oh, nice catch. Can't accept any Olsen slander. Still can't. He's going to be fine. He's just in a tough spot right now.
Right, but again, I don't think he's necessarily the guy that he doesn't produce what a 2-hole hitter produces. He hits the ball, he doubles, and he hits home runs,
and he strikes out.
You need him at the 5-hole.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a 3 or 5-hole hitter. That's just what he is. So, Riley batting third at third base, Sean Murphy hitting cleanup, Rosario in left field, big black hole. Ozuna's DH and another big black hole. We'll see how it goes. We'll see you tomorrow on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint.